Benedicite Dominus, and welcome to question 16 of the Secundae. We are on the last article of faith, and we are covering the Precepts of Faith, and I'm Dr. Thibault. So we have 16 different questions on the articles of faith, and the last one is usually when St. Thomas is talking about these virtues, is what are the precepts? And by precepts, he tends to mean the Old Testament law. They're often either the Ten Commandments directly or just the law of the Old Testament. So is faith found in the Old Testament? That's his first question. Kind of an interesting question. As Christians, we kind of presume that faith is an essential element of religious practice. So is faith an element of the Jewish faith? Is it part of anywhere in the Old Testament? Does God say, have faith? Or is faith required? And St. Thomas points out that it's not principally described in the Old Testament. It's not one of the laws. There's a lot of laws. There's a lot of things that God has required them to do. None of them says have faith. So directly, no, faith isn't part of it. However, if faith presupposes all the law, right? So kind of very practically speaking, why would you follow the law if you didn't have faith in the law maker, right? Why do all of these, especially if it's just don't kill or don't steal, well, that could be just part of humanism, right? Could be some general humanism. But all of the dietary laws, all of the legal laws of separating fabrics and tassels and the building of the temple and the layout of the temple, you're not going to do this if God didn't exist. What would be the point, right? So this all presupposes the law. So God gives the law, but it would have been it's almost goes without saying that God exists. Otherwise, it's integral to the Jewish law, this idea. But St. Thomas points out in the new law, right, in the New Testament, faith is prescribed in the new law, right? It's kind of more than, we don't have the purity codes, we don't have all of these laws. Jesus doesn't really set up a new code of morality or anything like that. What is his primary message? Well, it's faith, right? Faith, hope, and love are primarily his new message, right? It's faith overcomes shortcomings of the law, right? Faith is an essential element. So belief is important. So again, faith is essential in both, probably, right? It's essential in both the old and new law. It is prescribed specifically more in the new law than the old law. So the next question, there's only two, is understanding and knowledge, right? These are gifts of faith. Understanding and knowledge, are they prescribed in the old law as well? Well, St. Thomas writes beautifully on this, but very complicatedly and in a long way. So in short, he points out that there is, when it comes to understanding and knowledge, there's the reception of it, there's the use of it, and there's the preservation of it. It's nice when he numbers things. Do we see the reception, use, and preservation of understanding and knowledge in the Old Law, right? Old Testament? And you have to answer yes, right? St. Thomas gives a lot of examples, but he really takes it from the Shema, right? The Shema, and he kind of breaks it down, pieces of the Shema, to say, see, this is understanding, this is knowledge. And just in short, the short version of the Shema, hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord alone. Therefore you shall love the Lord with your God, with your whole heart, with your whole being, and your whole strength. Take to heart these words which I command you today. Right? This is the reception of understanding and knowledge of the law. Right? This is what he's talking about. Keep repeating them to your children. Recite them when you are at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them to your arms as a sign, and let them be a pendant on your forehead. Write them on your doorpost of your house and on your gates. Right? What is he talking about? Well, the reception, the use, and the preservation of the law, right? And not just have the law in a book, but understand it, have knowledge of it, teach it to your children, study it yourself, memorize it, internalize the law. Why? To understand it and have knowledge of the law, right? So understanding and knowledge is it's a very Jewish thing, right? When we think of going to the synagogue, what are people typically doing? They're studying the law, right? When Christ went to the temple, sometimes they were praying, but when you're not praying, you're studying, right? You're studying it, you're debating, you're discussing. This is what you do on the Sabbath. This is what you do if you are a holy and righteous man. You go to the synagogue and you study the law, right? You debate the law. You understand it, right? The point of debating isn't to fight with people. It's to understand and have proper knowledge of the law, right? So this is an essential element of the Old Testament. So you can see then that faith and the gifts of understanding and knowledge are an extension of the old law, right? It's just a continuation. Maybe more specifically, right, because we have understanding and knowledge as gifts of the Holy Spirit. Well, that's slightly different than the Old Testament interpretation of it, where it's more doing, but really they go hand in hand. It's kind of, as St. Thomas will look at it, not to offend anyone, but the New Testament version would be the perfection of the previous version, right? There's the natural version, and then there's the perfection of it in the New Testament. No, that's not popular to say, but this would have been what St. Thomas would understand it as. So in conclusion, faith is in the old law. It presupposes the old law, and understanding and knowledge are in the old law. In some ways, they might be natural understanding and knowledge might be more ingrained in the old law than it is in the new, right? So much focus on studying. Okay, well, that's it for faith. The next time we meet, we will talk about hope. That's the next one. And hope is a very short section, so we'll get through that quickly. Okay, have a great day.